Assalamu alaikum. Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, 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 Allah, Allahu, Allahu, Allah, Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Nabiina Muhammad alayhi salam. Salatan tadumu wa tu'da ilay mamar layali wa tula dawam. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Nabiina Muhammad alayhi salam. Salatan tadumu wa tu'da ilay mamar layali wa tula dawam. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Nabiina Muhammad alayhi salam. Salatan tadumu wa tu'da ilay mamar layali wa tula dawam. Dawam. Dawam ya Rasulullah, dawam. We are trying to be in your way, ya Rasulullah. If we say we are in your way, it will be wrong, because we are so weak. We need your hand to help us. That's why the murshid, it is very important in every step of our life. If you don't have a murshid, you will be lost. The murshid, when have the true murshid, this will be also bonus for somebody asking for spirituality. The spiritual being without murshid cannot be. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was the greatest murshid. And the one they are following the step of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are in the feet of the greatest murshid. That they have the connection between them and between Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then to bring for the one asking for spirituality. Today world is materialistic world. They say, why it is materialistic world? We have such a big maqams, we have such a big mosque, we have such a big this, and we have institutes teaching, and we say, everything is being coordinated and set up as materialistic issue. Today, the Imam, when they are in the mihrab, they are thinking how much we will get this month and how we will send the children for school. And we are making nasiha, but in the same time, are this nasiha effective? Because nasiha without money doesn't make anything. Or we have to look for our future, how to be better situation. So I will not be imam, I will be trying to be wise, or to be a chief for so many mosques, or to be mufti, or to be that, or all the sincerity gone. We come for the dunya side, somebody teaching in the school, the teacher is thinking, oh, this month I have over expense, I don't know how to get the rest of the income to cover my shortage, and how nobody think about if I'm giving a good things for the one that I give lesson or I teach, or no. The dunya itself has become materialistic. Now, if we are in the situation that we have a small hole for spirituality, small hole, I'm not saying, then it will be important for us to get in. This is the spiritual things that we are looking for. That's why the murshid is very important, to show you that the spiritual gap or the spiritual hole that you can enter and be spiritual among this huge materialistic world. And this they call it the satisfaction. Now you look for the today people, none of people have one drop of satisfaction. Because the materialistic world, if you have $1, it will be why you don't go for 10. If you have $10, it tell you why you don't go for 100. If you have 100, why you don't go for 1,000. If you have 1,000, Mahmoud, you say why you don't go for 10,000. If you have 10,000, we tell you why you don't go for 100,000. If you have 100,000, say a million is better. If you have the million, say 10 million, it's much better. If you have 10 million, you say it is go for 100 million, even much better. And then if you have 100 million, okay, a billion will be more nicer. And then when you have the 1 billion, you will find everybody is your enemy. Everybody is your enemy. Why? Why you have billion? I don't have. So you have so many people to chase your billion. And then you will end up like the Saudi princes, that they have billions last night and tonight they have nothing. And they locked in somewhere. And they being scared if they continue in their life or not. Even the money is not important, now the life is more important. So Allah Almighty, He makes such a perfection in His system that nobody can say, I am now. Nobody can say this. That's why when you have a style in your life, try to go in your style, because Allah Almighty, He didn't make us as a standard. What is the standard? The standard is the machinery. Let's say, example, you have the fan. Fans have 3 speed, low, medium, and high. If you put in low, it will be low all the way. Ooh. If you have medium, will be. If you have fast, woo, Mahmoud. This is standards. Allah Almighty, He didn't create the human as a standard. He created them to be adjustable among the condition that you are in. So, sometime you will be overload, going, maybe going more, maybe more. And sometime will be, okay, stop. Tamamen stop. It is absolutely stop. Sometimes it's telling you, now you have to pick up slowly. Sometimes it's telling you, you have to wait. It's not your turn yet. This is how Allah Almighty, He creates His servant. That's why don't panic in your life if you have some gap or you have something. It is not really you meant to be or not really that you've been trained for or what. No. The soldier being trained for the highest training. But do you think the soldier, they will be sad if they don't go for war after all this training? No. Say we have to be ready. Here the spiritual things coming in to tell you, you are train yourself and make yourself strong with spirituality. And of course, don't forget the material side of your life. Because without the material side of your life, then you will have difficulty by being and living in this world. Because in the same time, as we say, the material, it is not the one that we really look for, but we have to. And we have to pray, like Imam, he have to pray, but Allah Almighty also grant him some income from his prayer. And this is very important also to understand that the spiritual and the material can be together. There is no harm. And important for us to understand that our spiritual, it alone doesn't be very effective, and our material alone, it will not giving the satisfaction that we are asking. This is important things in our life to figure out how to deal with our life and how to be getting the balance between the spirituality and getting balance between the material life. That's why when you have a murshid, the murshid can tell you, oh, you go so far in your material way, or you so far in your spiritual way. So sometimes there is some people having the spiritual more than anything, then they forget their family, forget their relation, they forget they are living in the world, or they are in the world getting on and on. This is important also to understand that we have to get the balance between our living and between our spirituality. So when we have this balance, we will be flying safely to Allah Almighty and to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and will have the satisfaction from Mashayikh Izam, and they've been so happy with us that at least we are trying our best to go on and on and on. May Allah forgive me and forgive us, and to make us happy here and hereafter, and to make our life easier than what we are thinking. May Allah forgive us. ومن الله التوفيق بحرمة الحبيب بحرمة الفاتحة. سبحان الله سلطان الله Sultanım Allah, Nebim Muhammed aleyhisselam. Subhanım Allah, Sultanım Allah, Nebim Muhammed aleyhisselam. Ve salli ya Rabbi ve sellim ala cemil enbiya'i vel mursalin ve ala kulli ecmaîn velhamdülillahi rabbil âlemîn. El Fatiha.